Did you know that the killer clown in the movie IT is based on a real person? My name is Wayne Gacy, and I killed 33 men with my bare hands. Behind this clown disguise was one of the worst serial killers in American criminal history. The trick I used to deceive my victims I will tell you later. I was born in the United States in 1942, and my childhood was difficult because of the bad relationship I had with my father, but in spite of that I became a pleasant and sociable man, but as the years went by I showed a certain fascination for death. My first job was in a funeral home, but sometime later I was fired when I was found lying next to one of the corpses. Although my tastes were strange, I showed exemplary behavior in my next jobs. Starting in 1972, in my 30s, I would begin to lead a double life. By day I would do charity work disguised as a friendly clown, and by night I would go about killing young men. I had become a successful businessman. I usually used my sympathy and offered free drinks to my victims to take them to my house. Once there, nothing good would happen. The magic trick with which I would trick my victims was that once we were at my house and after drinking, I would take some metal handcuffs and put them on myself, then I would take them off in a few seconds, and then I would tell my victims if they wanted to learn that awesome trick, and they would always say yes. The problem is that I wouldn't teach them any tricks, I would just leave the handcuffs on and they would never get out of there. I turned my basement into a graveyard. In 1978, I killed a man who was coming to meet me for a job interview. He had told his relatives he was coming to meet me, but he never came home. His relatives asked me if I knew anything, but I told them that he never came to the interview. They did not believe me and reported me to the police. From that moment on, the police started to watch me. I decided to use my charming personality with the police and invited them to lunch at my house to see if they would stop suspecting me, but once there, the police began to notice a foul smell. Over the years I had gotten used to that smell and no longer noticed it, but the cops immediately knew something was wrong. When they searched my house, they found a cemetery in my basement. I had no choice but to confess to the 33 crimes. I was sentenced to several life sentences and the death penalty. I spent 14 years on death row, and in 1994 I was executed by lethal injection. Now I ask you, would you like to see a magic trick?